What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dylan and welcome back to another Destiny video. Today I'm actually going to be giving my opinion on the Titan exotics, putting them into a tier list. 1 means they are very good, 2 means they're a decent exotic, and 3 means I wouldn't use them at all. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we're actually going to be starting off with the helmets. First, I'm going to give all my opinions on the helmets. I'm just going to work our way around. So, starting with the Helm of the Saint 14, I'm actually going to give this a 1 in PvE. The reason for this is obviously it's always been a strong exotic in PvE, probably one of the best Titan Defender exotics within the game. I'm going to give it a 3 for PvP because I don't really rate Defender that high in PvP in my opinion. That's pretty much that out of the way for that exotic. The next one up is Helm of the Inmost Light. I'm actually going to give this a 2 for PvE. And a 2 for PvP. The reason for this is because it does grant decent bonuses for the striker build, although it's probably not one of the best Titan exotics within the game right now, but it is still pretty decent. It does grant, pretty decent bonuses. Now the next one is an Insurmountable Skull Fort. I'm actually going to give this a 1 for PvE, because obviously the additional melee charge for the Sunbreaker, for speed running, and just the general damage boost is very nice. And a 3 for PvP, pretty self-explanatory. I just don't rate, if you're running around meleeing people in PvP, probably need to reevaluate your playstyle, but that's that out of the way. The next up is going to be Glass House. I'm actually going to give this a 3 in PvE and PvP. I personally just don't rate this exotic that high. To me, it will always be known as the terrible version of the Helm of the Saint 14. So yeah, that's pretty much that out of the way. I just don't really rate it that high in my opinion. The next one up is Eternal Warrior. I'm actually going to give this a 3 in PvE and PvP, just because the bonus just isn't great. When you're Titan smashing someone, you're either going to get the kill or you're going to be one shot and get cleaned up. So I just don't really see the point in the helmet. Next up is the Imperium Bellicose. I'm actually going to give this a 3 in PvE and a 2 for PvP. Now, the reason I'm giving it a 2 for PvP is because it does have a skill gap and you can actually outplay people with this helmet. So that's why I'm giving it a 2 for PvP. The next one up is Takenaut. I'm giving this a 1 for PvE and a 3 for PvP. Now, the reason for the 1 in the PvE is obviously the more heavy ammo drops you get in PvE is always nice. Extra rockets, extra kills, just extra damage all around. If you're doing the raid, yes, easy damage done to raid bosses. Now that's the helmets out of the way. Let's get into the gauntlets. So let's get into the gauntlets, starting off with no backup plans. Now I'm actually going to give these a 3 for PvE and a 2 for PvP. PvE, I just couldn't see myself using these. There's plenty of other better exotics out there, and the reason I'm giving them a 2 for PvP is actually because these are pretty decent. Especially with the meta right now, shotguns are quite, a lot more popular in PvP. These are actually very good if you use them with universal remote. I can even use them with a standard shotgun. Works very well with an intellect strength build. You want to always make sure you have max strength for these, but they're pretty decent. The next one up is actually Ruin Wings. Giving these a 1 in PvE and a 3 for PvP. Obviously, the PvP side is obviously completely irrelevant. PvE, the reason why I'm giving them a 1 is because these are probably one of the best Titan exotics within the game. Heavy ammo drops are always, very nice. Next one up is Feedback Fence. Giving these a 3 for PvE and PvP, just because I don't rate melee builds that high right now. I just don't really see the point in them. The next one up is actually Immolation Fists. Again, a 3 for PvE and a 3 for PvP. Just don't rate the bonuses that high. It grants Explosive Pyro, and I don't really like the tracking perk in the Sunbreaker skill tree. I just don't really think it does anything. The next one up is Thagomisers. I'm giving these a 3 for PvE and a 3 for PvP. I just don't rate them that high. Once again, melee builds just aren't that great right now. Anyway, let's get into the chest pieces. So let's start from the far side again, starting with Crest of Alpha Lupi. Giving this a 3 in PvE, just because in the hardest content in the game you can't revive people, so it's completely irrelevant. And the 1 in PvP, just because if you do play a lot of trials or elimination, being able to revive people really fast is very nice indeed. The next one up is actually Armamentarium. I'm giving this a 1 in PvE and PvP. Now the reason for this is because an extra grenade is always nice, very efficient in PvE, and obviously 2 lightning grenades are always better than 1 in PvP. Now the next one up is Twilight Garrison. I'm very biased when it comes to Titan exotics. This, in my opinion, is the best Titan exotic in the game, hands down, no doubt, no arguments. I'm only joking, but this is by far the best Titan exotic in my opinion, and obviously it suits my playstyle very well. I like to get things done very fast. I love Titan skating, I love to be fast on a Titan. Obviously I love the agility of it, being able to dodge and thrust in certain directions. Obviously in PvP is always a huge benefit. Anyway, let's get into some of the boots. So again, starting from the left, we've got the standard sides. I'm giving these a 3 for PvE and PvP, just because shoulder charge isn't that great right now. A lot of people sponge shoulder charge for some reason, so again, for the greaves as well, I'm giving these a 3 in PvE and PvP. Again, obviously I don't really rate shoulder charge at high, and the extra damage in shoulder charge is obviously nice, but you know, how often are you going to one-hit shoulder charge someone out of the super? It's a 1 in a million. The Doom Marches are 3 in PvE and PvP. I tried these out for a little while and just, you know, the benefits just aren't as good as something like the Twilight Garrison, in my personal opinion. Anyway guys, now that I've got all that out of the way, it's going to pretty much do it for today's video guys. Thank you so much for watching if you did make it this far. Comment any of your suggestions down below, hit that like button if you did enjoy. Comment actually your best Titan exotic down below guys, I'd actually like to know. And subscribe to the channel for future Destiny videos. I upload every single day. And thank you so much for watching, and peace.